Okay guys, on this episode of the Road to World Time Attack Challenge presented by Turbosmart, I'm sitting with Ayman Khamas. Ayman, how are you, mate?
Good, thank you. How are you, Alan?
Not too bad. So Ayman, you run leading edge car detailing and we're at one of your premises here today in Rouse Hill. Tell me a little bit more about what you do before we start getting into your car.
Sure, so leading edge is actually, funny enough, a little bit linked to World Time Attack in a way. I started mobile detailing about 6 years ago and obviously I love cars. I wanted to work in something to do with cars and was too old to be a mechanic and survive on an apprentice wage. So I said, why not, let's detail cars. And here we are, 6 years later, we have 2 shops and a van, and we're currently in the establishment of Stash, which is a secured car storage facility, and looking at beautiful cars and talking about nice cars.
Beautiful, and the reason we're here today is to talk about your beautiful car, this Supra A90 that we see behind us today. You're entered in Haltech Clubsprint class, mate. Are you excited to compete?
Very excited. It's been a very, very long time coming. I have been going to World Time Attack Challenge over the past 6 years, most of the time working there, looking after beautiful cars, started with the Pagani Hyara, and I really wanted to join one day and finally actually doing it, so very excited.
So tell us about that first experience. You were telling me off camera. So the first time that you were at World Time Attack, you got to detail a very special car. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so it was actually coincidental. I was there looking after some cars for practice, and this guy walked up to me, and I didn't take much note of it at the time. He goes, oh, do you have time to do one more car? And it was really hot that day. And I said, okay, why not? And then I was just joking around. He was wearing a Pagani shirt, and I said, oh, is it a Pagani Hyara? And he goes, actually, yes. So here I was, unprepared, with about 50 people taking photos, snow foaming this Pagani, hoping that my pressure washer doesn't blow up. And then after that, Pagani asked me if I was coming the next day, which was, I think it was the Friday and the Saturday, when the actual event was happening. And Ian Baker was kind enough to give me some tickets and let me look after that beautiful car, and it was quite an experience. And I think that's what actually ended up putting leading edge detailing on the map. So without World Time Attack, I genuinely think my business wouldn't be where it is now. Obviously,
after that, you became a trader for a couple of years, but what changed to get you from the trader side of World Time Attack to the pit side lane and entering in our competition this year?
I think it was the actual competitors of World Time Attack. So, you know, throughout the years, we detailed Extreme GTR. Every year we were there looking after Tilton, looking after the guys at Royal Purple. And a lot of the competitors are my customers, and naturally you start getting itchy to be one of them. And I said, that's it, stuff you guys, I'm going to be one of you soon. So, so that's actually what pushed us to do that and what pushed me to do that. And I said, you know, let's put some money in the car and try to compete. And yeah, it's actually going to happen. So
beautiful. So what was the process for you getting into motorsport, getting into having track time? What car did you start with and how did it begin for you?
So my first sports car was a 180SX when I was a P-plater. Back then you could drive a 180 on your red Ps. And I didn't know tracks existed until one day my neighbor randomly goes, hey, Wakefield Park, this and that. And I went and I did a lap time at Wakefield. I think back then it was a 123 and I thought I was a Formula 1 driver. And from there I got into Evo, started doing Evo Nats, went through the whole series, Evo 6, 8 and a 10, not in that order. And then I got bored of four-wheel drive. I wanted to try something different to push myself as a driver, and then got a BMW hatchback, an M140i, which was actually entered at the last World Time Attack. Yep. Unfortunately, the car wasn't ready in time. And then after that car, I said, well, the new Supra looks really nice and it's punching well above its weight. And I thought I'll get one, and it's a beautiful car, very, very good car.
So going from a BMW to a Supra, do you get a lot of BMW Supra jokes?
It is a BMW. I think the only part about it, that's a Toyota is the badge. But it is a BMW by any means. I think when we first installed the lowered springs, we broke one of the headlight levelers. We called up the Toyota dealership to ask for the part, and they had no idea what we're talking about. I ended up ordering it from BMW. So it is a BMW.
So tell us, like, it's obviously looks a bit more tracky than it came out of the factory. Tell us a bit about the parts that have gone into the car to get it to where it is today.
Of course. So this car is a little bit of a community project in a way. I have a lot of friends that wanted to help me achieve this dream, and a lot of supporters. So the car itself, in terms of the aero kit, was bought in from America. It's a bolt-on kit from Virus Engineering. The coilovers are actually assembled in Sydney by M Factory, so it's a very small operation. A guy who also does a lot of track days. and I was very happy with his shocks in my M140. In terms of the tuning, it was done by Eurowork in Castle Hill. It has a bit more power to come. Hopefully parts come in before World Time Attack, and all the mechanical is looked after by Rev Up Garage, which are actually my neighbors at the Roselle shop. So it's very much a group of mates all sort of trying to do a dent and seeing, you know, getting competitive at a reasonable budget. Everything on the car is something you can buy online. So, and it's performing very well, so.
Beautiful. And that's kind of what we think Haltech Clubsprint class is all about. Is that kind of what attracted you to that class as well?
Yes, absolutely. It's a class that is achievable. I think it's not, you know, you do need to spend a bit of money, but it's definitely something you can go out and have fun in. You don't have to go win it, but to just go out there and do a few laps at World Time Attack. You know, there was a period of time where nobody knew if there was going to be any more World Time Attacks. So just to go out there and, you know, say maybe my car's photo will be in one of those books is awesome. How can you pass it by?
And what are your well, first of all, how much power is the car making?
So the car is making about 297 kilowatts at the wheels. We do have a turbo kit on order. They're a little bit tricky with fueling these cars. Yep. So if we can get the fueling system right and the turbo in and run E85, I'm hoping to get to 350, 370 kilowatts at the wheels. Awesome.
And you've taken the car out at Sydney Motorsport Park for a few track days. I've seen you're quite active in the, you know, the Send It of the Sydney events and stuff like that. What has your experience been of the track, and what kind of lap times are you doing currently?
Supra's lap track. I think they were definitely designed for the track. And I think Time Attack in mind because they can run the control tires without any bodywork, which is awesome. The car is currently doing 1 minute 41s, low 1 minute 41s on AI52s. And hopefully we can dip it into the 30s.
Beautiful. So what are your expectations of the car? What is the best outcome scenario for you at World Time Attack this year?
Best case scenario is obviously to drive home in one piece. It is still my daily driver. I put my daughter in it. It's got a factory mount for a baby seat, forward-facing baby seat. So it is definitely a car driven on the road. But if I can go out there, have a good amount of fun, and come back and do something in the 30s, you know, 39s, 38s, I'd be more than happy.
Well, Ayman, we've got a few weeks left and we're looking forward to seeing you out there at Clubsprint. Thank you for joining us today and thank you for your time.
Thank you.